Hey there, if you're looking to get a new Rivian R1T or R1S, I've been saying for a while now that leases are the way to go. And that's especially true this month, in the month of May 2025, because Rivian has just introduced some great new offers, making a really compelling lease offer for either a R1T or an R1S. So let's go ahead and break it down and see what's what. All right, so if you're looking at getting an awesome Gen 2 R1T or R1S, or maybe you're looking at making sure that you can cut to the front of the line when the R2 finally comes out in the next few years, this is one of the best ways to get into a brand new Rivian at a really great deal. For the month of May, Rivian is stacking several offers together. That means you could save as much as $17,500 on a brand new Rivian, which is nothing to sneeze at. So to start with, what Rivian is doing in the month of May is they're giving you a capitalized cost reduction on a lease. So if you are getting a dual motor max pack configuration with performance upgrade, so a really nice combination vehicle there, Rivian will actually reduce your total cost by $6,500 to start. So that really reduces how much money you have to put down on the vehicle to get going. Now you'll still have acquisition fee, license fee, taxes and title and that kind of thing, but that's $6,500 right off the top. That stacks with the $7,500 federal EV tax credit, which has no income restriction when it's a lease. So that goes on top. They're also still doing their $3,000 trade-in offer, which goes on top of that. And then if you use my referral link, which you can, I'll put on the screen here, but it's also in the link down in the description, that means you'll get an additional $500 to spend in the gear shop. It also helps out the channel because we get some credit towards the gear shop when you use that. But if you do the $6,500 capitalized cost reduction, $7,500 federal tax credit, and you do a trade-in, and you use our referral link, that's $17,500 in total value towards a awesome lease on a really long range, extremely capable dual motor vehicle. Now, what vehicles qualify for this and what is the fine print? So in order to actually claim all of these discounts, A, it needs to be a lease and not a purchase, but you can buy out the vehicle shortly after, so it can still subsidize your total cost, even if you want to ultimately own the vehicle instead of lease it, but it does initially need to be a lease. It needs to also be a dual motor max pack configuration with the performance upgrade. It can be either the R1S or the R1T, and you need to take delivery by May 31st. So that's why I want to give you the info here right at the beginning of the month, so you have as long as possible to maximize your chances of actually getting your hands on one of those inventory vehicles that is a dual motor max pack performance configuration. So depending where you are in the country, it may dictate, what you have available to you over the next few weeks. If you're interested in R2, ultimately this is one of the fastest ways to shortcut and get there. And if you were already looking at a max pack configuration, I think that this is a pretty compelling deal. Now, it does require that you have the performance upgrade, and normally the performance upgrade is $5,000. I don't think the performance upgrade is worth $5,000 on a dual motor vehicle, but with Rivian taking $6,500 off of the price of your vehicle for this particular configuration, it means you're not only getting the performance upgrade for free, but you're also getting $1,500 extra off of what you would have paid for the performance upgrade. So it's still a really good deal, even if you don't care about the performance aspect of the dual motor configuration at all. So I'm going to go ahead and link down in the description, not only my general referral link, but I'm going to try to deep link you to some builds that I think are worthwhile that would fit. Some must-have upgrades, in my opinion, is the premium audio, because I think that should be really, in my opinion, the base audio in a vehicle at this price point. I think if you're paying this kind of money, having the base audio is unacceptable, even if you don't think that audio is like the number one priority. And if you're getting the truck, I think that powered V2 tonneau is a really good pickup. Having a powered tonneau is really handy, really convenient. We use ours all the time, and ours is a older style that sounds clunky and works just fine, but the new powered V2 is super sweet because it's so quiet, it's so smooth, and it rolls up, and you can just feel like it's a much more reliable, much better built, much better designed product overall. So this is just a quick update for those of you that were kind of on the fence. I know I did a video earlier this week about the R2, and there was a lot of questions about, well, how do I get at the front of the line? And leasing was one of those things. So it's really good to see that Rivian is tweaking and updating their offers here in the month of May to make it even more compelling to do a lease. Now, just so you're aware, I do think that Rivian is going to launch a 2026 model year here sooner rather than later, probably as soon as next month. And that model year is probably going to have native NACS port on it. So anytime in the next few weeks, but it's not going to be as subsidized as what you're seeing here on these current offers. So they're ramping up their offers here to try to probably nudge some of this inventory of the Gen 2 2025s, which is a fantastic vehicle, still very, very competitive, but picking it up on a lease, I think, is definitely the savvy move, not only in terms of overall depreciation in the EV marketplace, even though Rivians do hold their value better than just about any other EV on the market, but having the CCS port on there may be a bit more of a liability down the road. I think we're still going to be for several years here in a phase where even the NACS cars and the CCS cars both will have to be carrying around adapters in order to use all the networks that they want to use. But that is something that is on the near-term horizon, with that biggest change really being the charge port. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that those of you who are either looking for a new R1S or R1T take this as an opportunity to get a really good deal on a really great vehicle that you can really enjoy quite a bit for the next few years. And this really makes it more affordable for you to get into that vehicle. So until next time, stay curious. I'll talk to you soon.